guys, it's Steffi from the Novelty Corner and welcome to day 14 of Vlogmas. Today I am doing the Behind the Booktuber tag. I saw this on Beck's channel and I'll leave a link to her video down below, but I also believe this tag started as a book blogger tag on a blog, so I'll leave a link to the original blog post down below as well. Question 1 is, why did you start a booktube channel and why have you kept going? The simple fact is that I stumbled across booktube videos, was amazed to find so many people talking about books, and I really wanted to get in on that because I am an avid reader, but I don't have a lot of friends or family who read as much as I do or who enjoy talking about reading as much as I do. So this was just a way to share my passion and enthusiasm for books with people, and I think that's what's really sustained it as well. I think it's a great community atmosphere. I think that finding out about things that people are reading are really important. I should say that because this is a video that I am pre-filming, I do have a visitor. Benny is here and he's sort of moving around on my lap, so if he appears or disappears, that's why. Yes, hello. Question 2 is, what is your favorite video to film? I really like filming my Book Haul Revisited series videos because I like actually going back over things that I have read and bought and purchased and received. It appeals to my list making sense and my ability and my need to know that I'm keeping my TBR under control, because I did get to a point at one point where I just had piles and piles and piles of books and I just wasn't reading them fast enough, and then I kept adding to them, and this way at least I know that I'm getting through things and that I'm keeping track of what I'm reading. So I appreciate those because it just helps me to stay focused and motivated. Question 3 is, what are your 3 favorite videos that you have made? Sorry, I've got my questions down here. I mean, this is kind of tough. I mean, I've talked about the Book Haul Revisited books. I really enjoy making those because it forces me to pull things off the shelf and have a look at them and see what I've kept and what I haven't. But I think besides those, my book defacing videos, I really like those, particularly my A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury book 1 book defacings. I love how they turned out. Not book related, I really liked filming my apartment tour, which is now very, very old and out of date. I enjoyed filming it at the time. It was a lot of fun and it was a nice way to share something of my life outside of books. And probably also my most recent book shelf organization video, where I pulled everything off the shelves and just reordered everything. That was a lot of effort and freaked me out a whole lot because there were books everywhere, but I got it done and I filmed it in a way that I think was probably the best way I could film it given my limited space. Question 4 is, what are some of the things that you do to relax? Well, the biggest one for me is reading. That's how I relax at the end of the day. I usually stop doing things around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then I just sit and read for a couple of hours. That is my relaxing time. If I'm feeling a little bit slumpy and I don't want to read because I'm overtired, and that's a big thing. If I'm overtired, I actually struggle to read. That's when I'll probably watch TV or a movie or something like that, and then I'll just often rewatch some favorites. I also go to Pilates 3 times a week. That is one way that I relax. I actually feel really stressed out when I don't go. And I also like to walk. Question 5 is, what are 3 of your favorite things? Well, aside from Mr. Fluffball Benny here, who is one of my favorite things, we might go, he's my first of my 3 favorite things. I also love collecting children's picture books. It's one of my favorite things to do, is to read those. There's just something magical about them. I also like to craft. I like to do different things, and that changes depending on my mood. And I'll go with the sappy answer as well. I love my family. They're some of my favorite people, and I don't get to see them nearly as much, but I do talk to them pretty regularly. Question 6, what are your proudest booktube moments? I've been recognized a handful of times, and that's always really pleasantly surprising. I don't really expect to run into people who've seen my channel, but it's happened a couple of times. So that is really lovely to talk to people and to know that the content that I'm putting out there is being seen and people do enjoy it. I love having the opportunity to meet my fellow booktubers, especially in Melbourne. There's quite a big book community here, and it's always nice to talk to people in person. And I think my other really big proud moment was that I've been blurbed on 2 of Carly Lane's books for my reviews, and while it's not specifically my booktube comments, it is my book review, and I had the opportunity to read her books because of booktube, so that's pretty awesome. It's amazing to see your words in print on a book cover. Question 7 is, what are 3 of your pet peeves? And honestly, I'm just going to go with one, and I think it relates to a whole host of different things, and it's negativity. I try really, really hard to be positive on my channel. Even if I've got a negative review of something or I don't like something, I will try and see what other positives in it, because honestly, if I'm talking about a book that I haven't liked, one, that's my opinion. Two, the author has put effort into what they're doing. So you can give constructive criticism rather than just being out and out negative. But I think the biggest thing that really, really bothers me, particularly in the booktube community, is people who deliberately go out of their way to be absolutely negative in their videos or in their content or on Twitter. I mean, Twitter is a whole different kettle of fish. People take things way out of proportion. But I actually don't watch people's negative videos, particularly if it's just an out and out attack at something. In this day and age, there's so much going on in the world. There's so much happening. Not that I want everything to be sunshines and roses, but I also don't want to bring extra negativity in my life that I don't need. Question 8 is, what is something your followers don't know about you? It's kind of hard to work out what I haven't shared over the years. Before I went into teaching, I was working at Borders, when Borders was still a thing here in Australia and anywhere. And I worked there for 3 years, I think. I ended up working in the children's merchandising department, and I survived 3 Christmases in retail, which that's a thing. I don't know if you guys knew that I did Pilates, so that's a thing that I've talked about in this video. Oh, and I've been teaching for 10 years. That kind of makes me feel old, but also at the same time, it really doesn't. I love my job though, and I think it's a wonderful job. So that is the Behind the Booktuber tag. I hope that these answers were interesting and perhaps a little bit different. In the comments below, let me know what are 3 of your favorite things. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're having a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.